when Greek word reorganized the entire software industry. By the end of this video, you will know why. It starts with a story most developers recognize. You build an app and put it on a server. Users are happy. It works for a while. Then real users show up. Traffic triples and the app crashes. You restart it by hand at 2 in the morning. When you need more backend copies, you start them by hand too. One night a host server dies. Half your users see errors. You ship version 2, it breaks production. You roll it back, also by hand. At some point, keeping the product alive became more work than building it. That is the problem Kubernetes solves. But first, 1 minute on containers. The oldest excuse in software is, it works on my machine. One Java version on your laptop, another on the server. The same code runs in 2 different worlds. A container ends that excuse. You pack the app with everything it needs, the runtime, the libraries, the config, into one sealed image. If that image runs on your laptop, it runs on the server. For a single container, Docker is all you need. The problems begin at scale. A container that crashes at 3 in the morning stays down. 20 copies have to be started somehow. Users have to find them. Updates have to happen without downtime. Docker does none of this. It was never its job. Containers package applications. Kubernetes runs them at scale. Now, the name itself. The official definition is Container Orchestration Platform. That phrase explains nothing. The Greek word explains everything. Kubernetes is the Greek word for helmsman. The helmsman steers the ship. He does not row. He does not fight every wave. You declare where your system should be. Kubernetes holds the course. You say 3 copies of my backend, 1 stable address, replace unhealthy copies, update without downtime. Notice that you never said how. Kubernetes runs the least glamorous loop in computing forever. Watch, compare, fix the difference. It does not take weekends. If 2 copies are running instead of 3, it starts a third. The restart at 2 in the morning is now a job that no longer exists. The one idea to remember is this. You describe the result, Kubernetes maintains it. Physically, Kubernetes is a cluster, a set of machines with 2 roles. A few machines form the control plane. This is the brain, it decides where things run. The rest are worker nodes. This is the muscle, where your apps actually live. You never say run this on server 2. You say I need 3 copies. The brain picks the machines. Choosing which ones is no longer your problem. Now, the first thing that confuses everyone on day 1, Kubernetes does not run your container directly. It wraps it in a pod. The pod is a thin wrapper. It is the unit Kubernetes can schedule, monitor, restart, and network. Pods are disposable. Kubernetes will delete yours and recreate it somewhere else without asking. That is not a malfunction. That is the design. You do not create pods by hand either. You write down a wish, call the deployment. Version 5, 3 copies, replaced unhealthy. Update gradually. You write this once, and Kubernetes enforces it forever. When a pod crashes, a new one appears. When a server dies, its pods come back on other machines. Nobody has to be awake for any of it. People call this self-healing. In truth, Kubernetes never repairs anything. It replaces broken things with fresh copies. The philosophy is called cattle, not pits. It sounds brutal, but it is why you sleep now. There is one problem left. If pods keep dying and moving, something has to make them findable. That something is a service, one stable address for the whole group. Requests hit the service and it hands each one to a healthy pod. Pods churn all day. The address never changes. The industry adopted this for 4 reasons. Reliability. Crashes fix themselves and the pager goes quiet. Scaling. Traffic spikes bring more copies. Traffic drops ring the bill. Safe deployments. Versions roll out gradually and bad ones roll back. Portability. The same concepts work on-premise and on every major cloud. If you write application code, this still matters because Kubernetes rewrote the rules your code lives under. Your app needs health endpoints, so Kubernetes knows it is alive. It needs graceful shutdown because deploys kill pods on purpose. Config lives outside the image, and the local file system cannot be trusted. Debugging changes too. Production can be down while your code is fine, because the pod is crash looping. Half of modern debugging happens in the layer under your code. One honest warning before the summary. This is not a sales pitch. Kubernetes charges rent, and the currency is complexity. Networking, storage, security, monitoring. There is a zoo between you and hello world. For one small app with a few users, plain server is easier and cheaper. Most of us are not Google, that is fine. The whole video in 3 sentences. Docker packs your application into containers. Kubernetes keeps the right number of them running, healthy, connected, and up to date while you sleep. You declare the destination, and the helmsman holds the course. The day software outgrows one machine, you will be glad you know the Greek for a helmsman.